The cycle repeats itself. Whether it's glaring at the computer screen, disgusted with what I just watched and did, slumping into the couch after consuming processed slop, dragging my finger across the layer of dust settling on the neglected books, or staring at my phone's clock, informing me that I just overslept by numerous hours. The streak of discipline has been broken. We've all had that taste of our disciplined selves, that innate sense of confidence you carry throughout the day, that look of satisfaction on your face as your head hits the pillow. But up to this point, it's been just that, a taste. We're looking through the window at our potential, but it's a window that we can't seem to break through. If you ask the majority of people on this planet, they will tell you that they want to open their bank account and see a big number. They want to look down and see six-pack abs. They want to look at their partner and see a 10. So if you have pretty much any ambitions or goals for your life, congratulations. You are just like everyone else. I need you to accept that it is no longer about wanting. It is about being. And if you're ready to shift from someone who just wants these things to being the disciplined version of yourself that is required to achieve those things, then continue watching this video. When I was in middle school, all my friends ran track. So I ran track. And sure, it was fun. I got to hang out with my friends on the bus and at the meets, but there was a massive price I had to pay every single time. And it was this immense sense of dread in my mind that started forming the moment I woke up, slowly building throughout the day as I grow more fearful, more anxious, until eventually my foot's on the line, the gun's about to fire, I'm about to have to do my run. But then something interesting would happen. I start doing the very thing I've been dreading all day, and by the time the first lap's done, I realize this isn't that bad. And by the time I'm finished with the race, I'm elated to be done and can finally enjoy my time with my friends, chilling on the turf and drinking Gatorade. And look at the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Until, of course, the next weekend, where I had to redo this process and face the very same feelings. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was getting just a small taste of the adversary that I would be facing every single day of my life years later. Resistance. And I know you've experienced this feeling, whether you're about to give some big speech at school or at work, whether you're about to start that diet or training regimen you've been putting off, whether you're about to embark on that creative project or that entrepreneurial venture, or even just an act in your personal life and your professional life and your political life that requires immense amounts of courage. You hit that wall. You feel that force magnetizing you in the complete opposite direction of the thing that you know deep down you should do. That is resistance. And while it may seem like resistance is this external force that acts upon us, it is completely internal, because resistance is the weapon of your current self, which is a combination of your subconscious programming and your ego. And this current self does not want you to become a higher self, a more disciplined version of yourself, because it knows that it has to die in order for that to be achieved. Therefore, resistance, boiled down into its purest form, is fear, which explains why when I was on that track, right before my run, I was shaking like a chihuahua, because I was fearful of the physical and mental pain I was about to have to endure. Whether you know it or not, you are fighting this battle every single day. And if it doesn't seem like it, it's because your current self is tricky. Resistance comes in pretty much every form, because resistance pushes you to do literally anything except the one thing that you know deep down you should be doing. It's the consumption of distractions on your phone, sex, drugs, dopamine releasing foods, but even the things you wouldn't think. For example, there's been times in my life where I have these 15-step morning routines that I do before I get to work, which all it really was fancy procrastination. Therefore, any time in your life that you felt like you have been undisciplined, it is because you lost the battle that day to resistance, to your current self. And because your current self is equipped with your own intellect, it can justify these things to you better than anyone else could. And the thing you don't want to hear, the thing that most self-improvement creators will not tell you, they'll tell you, oh no, here's a way to feel good while you're being productive. Here's a way to achieve this just effortless discipline, which happens at times, but the reality is resistance is immortal. It is not about removing resistance from your life, but about being able to win the battle every single day. And there are two parts to this. The first part, which is also the easier part, is putting up bumpers. Imagine yourself bowling. You pick up the ball, you roll it down, and it falls into a gutter. Not one pin is knocked down. You lost that round. But you look over to your left and you see a little kid about to bowl. He just lazily throws the ball down the aisle, and yet the ball goes all the way down it knocks down the pins because the parents placed up bumpers that block the ball from falling into the gutter. Sometimes we fail when it comes to discipline simply because we aren't being conscious or intentional in the moment. It's literally impossible for the human mind to be fully conscious, 100% focused for the entirety of the day. So in our unconscious, autopilot, default mode network state, we will fall into the unconscious habits that we've embedded in our subconscious mind over years of programming, such as pulling out your phone, swipe, click, oh, now I'm on Instagram looking at butt cheeks, such as opening the pantry or grabbing a bag of chips, or talking with your friend when you know you should be sitting down at the desk and working. What a bumper is something you implement in your daily life that breaks that habit, that blocks you from doing the thing that isn't the thing you should be doing. For example, even me, despite reading dozens of self-improvement books, working on my habits, working on reprogramming my mind, I'm still fully aware that this little black rectangle can take full advantage of me, because this device and every single application on it is designed to addict me. Therefore, why would I give this to my current self to use as a weapon against me trying to become the disciplined version of myself? So what I did was to break that unconscious habit of swipe, click Instagram, click Twitter, click YouTube. I installed an app that blocks those apps on my phone, and if I want to unlock them, I have to do a breathing exercise. I have to click to unlock it. It only unlocks it for a certain amount of time. Therefore, it breaks the unconscious cycle, because I could just be like, breathing exercise. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't really want to be on this app. That's silly. And even right now, your ego might be trying to convince you that you don't need bumpers. Like, oh, you don't need bumpers. You don't need to lock up your phone. You don't need to pre-plan your day. You don't need to put your gym clothes in a bag by the door so you can go straight to the gym. You don't need to get rid of all that junk food or unplug the TV or the Xbox. Remember what I said earlier, the ego is working with the current self to sabotage you. So the easiest thing you could do right now is just accept that you need to put up some bumpers to give yourself a better chance at winning the day-to-day battle against resistance. And of course, the best way to increase your levels of consciousness, of metacognition, so you can catch yourself before you do these unconscious things, is meditation. I have a free 5-day series you can check out in the description below after this video. But the second part of this, there is no hack. There is no way around it. If you want to be someone who beats the battle against resistance and the current self every single day, then you have to become a professional. Imagine yourself as an amateur basketball player. You go to the park with your friends, you shoot around, you play a couple games, and you stop when you get tired, compared to a professional basketball player who stops when the job is done, when the game is over. A professional doesn't work when he feels like it, when he's motivated, when he's creative, when he feels 100% mentally. He works regardless because the work needs to be done regardless. And the reason a professional does this is because he knows how to leverage emotional governing. This book uses the story of Tiger Woods in the 2001 Masters golf tournament. He's reeling up, he's about to do his swing, and the moment he's about to start swinging, some goofball cameraman takes a picture with a loud ass shutter, and miraculously Tiger Woods stops his stroke mid-swing, looks at the camera guy, recomposes himself, starts over, and just nails that swing. He didn't start shouting at the camera guy, nor did he mess up his swing and blame it on him. Even though if he did, nobody would blame him, but he would blame him because he is a professional and takes complete responsibility over himself. And beyond all that, the professional version of yourself doesn't even mind that feeling of resistance. And if you get to a certain level, you actually love it because it's a sign of the work, of the act that you truly want to do and need to do. And for that to happen, you need to become realistic about resistance. Understand that it's always going to be there. You're going to fight this battle every day. And by doing so, you are actually better off than all these other people just trying to half-ass self-improvement, half-ass being productive, half-ass the work, because you know what they're going to get? Half-ass results. And while the actual thing that we should be doing is different for everyone. For example, I don't feel a lot of resistance when it comes to waking up and going to the gym and working out and eating a bunch of protein. But I feel immense amounts of resistance when I know that I need to walk into this office, sit at my laptop, and face a blank document and come up with a piece of YouTube content. Even David Goggins, literally the poster boy for discipline, has said multiple times on podcasts that he faces resistance constantly. He just handles it like a pro. Pressfield writes, "There's no mystery to turning pro. It's a decision brought about by an act of will. We make up our mind to view ourselves as pros and we do it. Simple as that." That's why I don't have a 5-step to becoming pro protocol or anything like that. because it is something you just do. You just step into that higher version of yourself. But I'm not gonna lie, there is a process that you can do to reprogram your mind to become that professional, higher, more disciplined version of yourself through reprogramming your subconscious mind. But it takes me like 17 minutes to explain. So if you click the video on the screen right now, I will explain how to do that, my complete protocol that will turn you from your current self into your higher self. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. Hope you're inspired. Bye-bye.